Welcome back to Double Speak, where we cut through the noise and expose what really happens behind closed doors in Washington. Today's hearing wasn't just about numbers, it was about what happens when law enforcement budgets get slashed in the middle of a national crisis. A heated exchange in Congress revealed growing concern over the Biden administration's proposed 26% budget cut to the ATF and a 4.4% cut to the DEA, just as fentanyl seizures have dropped 30% nationwide. A member of Congress pressed officials on how these cuts could weaken ATF's ability to combat illegal gun trafficking and support state and local law enforcement. The question was simple: how many agents are we losing? The response? Buried in the fiscal year 2026.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Just a quick note before I get to my questions. Fentanyl seizures are down 30% compared to last year, and that data is coming from the Customs and Border Patrol, CBP. I don't make it up, but fentanyl seizures are down. At your confirmation hearing, you asserted that you will do everything in your power to prevent illegal gun runners in our country. Your budget request for the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, proposes a cut of 26% below the current level. How can you justify such a massive cut without inevitably weakening ATF's ability to help our state and local law enforcement fight illegal gun trafficking? How many ATF law enforcement officers and industry operations investigators do you anticipate will be lost to attrition as a result of this funding reduction you're proposing?
I am a career prosecutor, and I believe in keeping America safe, making America safe. First, what we're doing is ATF is going to be brought over with DEA. Everyone knows, everyone sitting up here, guns and drugs go together. They go together. We're going to make it more efficient. What I will tell you will not be happening is ATF agents will not be knocking on the doors of legal gun owners in the middle of the night asking them about their guns. They're going to be out on the streets. If I can finish, they're going to be out on the streets.
I have three
No.
minutes.
You asked me a question.
I did, and
you asked me a question.
And you
and I'm
haven't
gonna
answered my
answer it.
question.
So they're going to be out on the streets working
You haven't
hand in
answered
hand
my
with
question.
DEA
You
to
haven't
violate.
answered. Mr. Chairman, I'd like an answer to my question. And the question is not being answered. How many ATF law enforcement officers and industry operations investigators do you anticipate will be lost to attrition as a result of the funding reduction you are proposing? You are proposing a 26% cut to ATF for fiscal year 2026, as well as a 4.4% cut to DEA. So you're going to merge the two agencies together, and then you're going to shortchange their resources, so neither one of them will be able to do the job that they have been designed to do. You've got a 34% cut to the high-intensity drug trafficking areas program, no dedicated money at all for the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force. So, my view, it's fair to say that the Trump administration proposal shortchanges federal efforts to stop illegal gun trafficking and federal efforts to stop the flow of dangerous illegal drugs like fentanyl.
Budget report: 541 industry investigators gone, a 40% drop in regulatory oversight, 284 support staff cut, 186 agents lost through attrition. The administration claims this isn't a rollback, but a realignment. The ATF will be merged with DEA operations, supposedly to improve efficiency since guns and drugs are linked. Officials insist agents won't be bothering legal gun owners with surprise inspections and will instead focus on street enforcement. But critics say this efficiency is just a euphemism for crippling oversight. With fewer investigators, less tracking of illegal firearms, and less funding for task forces like KIDTA and the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force, the U.S. may soon be fighting gun and drug crime with one hand tied behind its back.
As I was attempting to answer your question very calmly, unlike you,
Excuse me, Madam Attorney General. Answer yes or no. Tell me what the numbers are. I don't want to hear all of your filibuster about this. Go ahead, please. Tell us the numbers.
So we are reorganizing. ATF agents want to be out on the street.
Okay,
working
let me
with
answer the
DEA
question for you.
agents.
I'm going to answer it for you. Page, Mr. Chairman, you give me a certain amount of time, and I have a high respect for you, but I don't have to listen, nor do my colleagues have to listen to a filibuster when it's a simple question. But I have an answer to your question. It's page 146 of the department's fiscal year 2026 budget, and the performance summary explicitly says, and let me quote, ATF will eliminate 541 industry operation investigators, reducing ATF's capacity to regulate the firearms and explosive industries by approximately 40% in fiscal year 2026. ATF will perform fewer regulatory inspections. And the department summary goes on to say, and let me quote, ATF anticipates a reduction of approximately 284 support personnel and 186 agents based on historical attrition patterns, and these personnel cuts will impact ATF across various functions, unquote. If the capacity to regulate firearms industry is reduced by 40%, if you are losing 186 ATF law enforcement agents on top of that, it is clear the direction you are headed with this budget, and that's what it is, isn't it? The proposal will weaken our ability to stop gun trafficking, and it will greatly reduce ATF support for state and local law enforcement that helps them prevent and solve violent crimes. It's a bad proposal.
As the hearing grew tense, the official repeatedly dodged direct staffing questions, insisting no one was fired, just lost through attrition. The congressman wasn't buying it, arguing these cuts will inevitably weaken enforcement and public safety. What emerged from this clash wasn't just political theater, it was a warning. Cutting ATF and DEA resources during a surge in fentanyl and gun crime is a gamble that could cost lives. This debate isn't over, and the numbers don't lie. When agents vanish, enforcement weakens, and when oversight fades, crime fills the vacuum. Thanks for watching Doublespeak. Subscribe for more breakdowns that hold power accountable, one hearing at a time.